For more detail and more opinions on all of that, we are now going to go ahead and bring in LA Kings Insider Jon Rosen.
Hey!
How you doing, John?
In the house.
Apart from a little bit of unkempt hair, doing fine. Just like all the rest of us, making do, spending some good family time. And as it was shared by with a wonderful friend and scholar, the Royal Half, is it at least mid-January? I think I butchered that line, too.
You got the gist of it. But yeah, that is our friend, the Royal Half. So, John, a lot of information to unpack, a lot of ifs, a lot of buts, a lot of ins, a lot of outs, a lot of what have yous. Any immediate takeaways from everything that Commissioner Bettman said on Tuesday?
I hope this doesn't come off as like milquetoast, but there are just so many different interests and so many different variables that are constantly moving right now that I'm just amazed that they were able to at least get the structure there in place. Keep in mind, this isn't a confirmation that there's going to be a resumption of play, but this is going to be the 90-95% etched in stone format for what's going to happen. So given all the uncertainty, given all the turmoil, even as we all know personally that we all go through and the challenges, it's pretty impressive given all the disparate views across hockey that the Players Association, that the league, that the owners were able to come together, map this out. And while it is not perfect, it has the potential to bring a lot of hockey back to us late this summer. So that's something that we're all excited for.
John, sorry. I was going to say, John, are you on board with this plan, or is there anything you would have tweaked a little bit differently?
Well, I am interested just to see how it's hammered out with some of the clauses. I know that we're going to get into it in just a little bit. Will some of the bonus clauses and clauses tied to trades end up being prorated, which at this point I don't believe that there has been anything finalized right there yet. So that's interesting. Again, I think you just have to make it, I don't want to say common denominator, but just as easy as possible for everybody. And that being said, I think that they're going to do a good job. I want to say I agree with both of you, too, that second round should be reseeded. And reading what I was seeing today on 31 Thoughts by Elliot Friedman as well, it does look like it will be reseeded. But, once you get past that play-in round, as we've been calling it. So interesting. But, again, I don't mean to sound jaded, without paying for the tickets. I'm just happy that it's going on. I don't care too strongly in either direction, the format of the logistics. They did a great job hammering something out in a difficult time frame.
Let's focus in on the Kings, John. We don't know what the draft pick will be. We don't know when play will resume, but we do know that the regular season is over. And so when the playoffs are over and when they sort out free agency, et cetera, what are the Kings looking at in the offseason in regards to free agents and contracts expiring?
Boosting up their defense, that's something that they're going to be looking at. One of the big questions I have is how does the financial reform or the different variables right now impact the speed at which they want to be able to process this refresh, this rebuild? Does that change the kind of speed with which you're moving the gears a little bit? So those are questions that I'm also very interested in asking and answering as well. But as for the Kings, they're going to be looking on the back end. They want to bulk up their defense. They see something, I don't want to say maybe a hole, but they see the left side of the defense, a number 3 or number 4 type of a defenseman, as something that they have a need for and they want to continue to build. You saw at the end of the year, and you heard from Todd McClellan, you heard from Trent Yanni. They were looking to find more minutes for players, for Matt Roy specifically. So I don't think they're looking right there on that right side to be able to put in a second pairing defenseman there. But there have been some names that are thrown out. They want to be able to get a player that does have term, at least another year remaining on a contract. And also keep in mind, once you get to the portion of the offseason too, in which they can continue to sign players that they have from NCAA programs, they're also looking to plug a little bit of a hole within their system. Want to also be able to find some punch and some physical presence on the back end, Matt Green type of a player. I don't know if that's going to be the prime source and the prime focus in free agency, but something that just in their chain, in the totem pole going up the LA Kings chain that they're looking to address as well, potentially from the NCAA free agent rank. So things to look at, but good clarity shown earlier last week when we spoke with Alex Faust, spoke with Todd McClellan, spoke with Luke Robitaille, Kelly Cheeseman. Good sense of where this team is headed.
I know that I personally have been holding back a lot of content, waiting for the plan to come out, waiting for specific dates to be set. For those who follow LA Kings Insider online, I'm assuming that you've been doing the same. Moving forward, what can we look forward to from LA Kings Insider?
Evaluations, player evaluations are starting up again next week as well. Look forward to chatting with you guys too on this show and hearing from Kings fans about their evaluations of certain players. I am excited to be able to get back to doing this. We stopped them last year just because that would have been a drag doing last year's player evaluations. Many of them would have been the same, but I'm excited to come back this summer and again, share what the team thinks, what you hear from the players, from their coaches. The teammates are all saying about these players, so that's going to be a lot of fun as well coming up.
You're so passionate, JR. So fired up about it.
That's right. Well, we look forward to having you back on, John. We want to thank you for joining us today.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thanks so much, Jesse. Thanks, Carlin. Have fun, guys.
Looking forward to those evaluations.
Thank you.